In the next 4 months, Nigerians will be going to the polls to decide who the people's mandate would be in the general election for the president of Nigeria, governorship elections, to decide as well whom their members of the legislative arm of government would be. My name is Marshall Anthony Onoye. This is We the People, the program where we bring you analysis on issues making the rounds pertaining to the people, from politics to current affairs, even to human angle stories. Welcome to another episode. My guest today in the studio is none other but Tony Mbata. My guest here is a public policy commentator. He's a human rights advocate, and among several other things, Tony Mbata is also a friend of the house. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now, this is We the People, and it's a program where we talk about the people and what concerns them, especially as it pertains to politics and current affairs. And we're looking at the major contenders for the presidential elections in 2023. First off, before we go full throttle into the discussion, I'd like to ask you, among these three major contenders, I'm not asking you who you're going to vote for, but I'm going to ask you, whom do you think is really catching the mandate of the people?
Four of them. Kwankwaso is there too. So four of them, because we are watching. P2B, Tinubu, Atiku, and Kwankwaso, and others. So they are really doing the job.
Recently, we've seen now we saw P2B movement making waves. We saw people pouring out on the streets across Nigeria in their numbers, for the Peter Obi train. But there has been some revelations, especially people have been making some insinuations that people that seem to be promoting the Peter Obi movement are not actual the people who would be voting. Do you see that as anything to count against the progress or success of Peter Obi at the polls?
I don't believe to that school of thought. Because most of the people that are promoting Peter Obi too, before when they started, people were saying they are social media and they don't have structure. And now most of the people saying all those things are now social media too. They are doing the social media too. And now coming up with the issue of they are not the people that will vote, I don't believe that idea. Even though INEC recently, they listed, I think, 2.7 million registered voters, maybe people that did their double registration and other things. But that school of thought, I don't believe it. Most of those people promoting P2B, they have their voters card.
We've seen videos of online, we've seen video online where several voters' cards have been dug up from pits, from drainages. We've even seen some being thrown on the streets across Lagos, Ibadan, different parts of the country. These are PVCs belonging to people whom are expected to, add up to the numbers that would sum up the mandate in the 2023 elections. Do you see this causing some form of disenfranchisement in 2023?
Yes, I believe that, because recently we had a meeting with the Lagos State REC, and we brought out such an issue, but I didn't hear him saying something that is very catchy, or they will do something to remedy those problems. Only they will do something about it. So those voters card that we are seeing, we saw some of them Port Harcourt, even here in Lagos. Even I brought out an issue. I told him that most time when you go to pick your voters card here in Lagos, they will tell you that your name is not there. And I brought an issue too. I put it across to the man that some people will see their name with their face with different name, and he tried to defend very well. He defended the whole thing. So those things are going to be issues.
Let me hear your analysis of these three major contenders, or if you may, four major contenders from Peter Obi down to Kwankwaso, not forgetting Tinubu and Atiku. Let me hear your analysis of them.
Yeah, now I can't remember. I will remember last 6 months ago, I was on one of these TV show. We were discussing about when PDP and APC were having their convention. I was with it should be SA to governor of Plateau State, okay. Political. I made a comment. I told him that I pray that both PDP and APC will make mistake and choose the wrong candidate. You will see what will happen. That time P2B was still in PDP, canvassing all through the federation to garner support for PDP ticket. The young man asked me, do I want them to make mistake? I said, that's my prayer. If they should make mistake and produce a wrong candidate for the election, something else will happen. Now, when PDP had their primaries, remember that PDP had a constitution that said zoning formula.
Promotes
zoning formula. But instead of them to go strictly to that zoning formula, I learned that some of the people from South, and Southeast, kicked against it because justice demand that you should do something right. Now, equity demand that you should do something right. But some of them that are coming not from Southeast want the ticket to be thrown open so that they think or they believe that they will win the case, the primaries. But something happened. Atiku Abubakar picked the ticket. That's why you are seeing problem in PDP now. Now, APC too made a mistake. Because when they throw the primaries open and when they say South, that was a very good thing. I was expecting APC to pick someone like the vice president to come on board to contest for that election. But they went and picked Tinubu. Tinubu is good. It's fine. But age is what we're looking at. Now, when they did this permutation by bringing Atiku and the Tinubu, and Labour Party brought in P2B, and the youth are yearning for change. And P2B has been talking about the youth taking their country back. And we saw it, the youth saw it as an avenue, as an opportunity for them to actualize their mandate. And also, Kwankwaso too, being a young man too, we know what he did in Kano when he was there. And we know that Kwankwaso has followers. So, he will make a wave there. So, P2B case is like it cuts across all the political zone, because the younger people, the younger generation are saying, yeah, this is the time when they say youth are the leaders of tomorrow. It's no longer tomorrow, now. And what is happening today has opened the eyes of many people, because P2B went as far as revealing a lot of secret, like the issue of this oil theft. We know P2B said you and I cannot, because for them he said every countries of the world, before any vessel will come in, you will know. And that is true. So he has opened the eyes of people. We know that, so this is true. And we can do it. And now people are saying, I watched somewhere, somebody was saying, one of the contestant, he was saying that, please Nigeria, hire me. He submitted his CV.
Yes.
Now people are submitting their CV so that we know. It's not a question of telling me that you schooled in so place. I cannot see your CV, or you did this. How did you get your money? We're supposed to know who are you, because this young man will say go and verify. Nigerians want to verify who you are before you come out. I remember what Ngige said 2003 or 2002 when he was governor. He said politicians are supposed to be people that have names. If you don't have name, you can't be a politician, because people will know who are you. Who are your parents? What is the job you are doing? It's a public servant. So people are supposed to know even your medical record.
Okay.
So this 3 content or 4 of them are making a wave. But look at some of the surveyor we have. P2B is eating them. And those things are not fictitious.
One of the arguments people have raised online, especially for the supporters of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now popularly would refer to as BAT, the people supporting him, see him as a Democrat for the kind of people he has raised, he has mentored. When you look at the trend, the political dispensation in Lagos State, people that have, come after him. These are his proteges. Isn't that something to give credence to the man?
Now, I'll answer your question based as a Christian. When Jesus trained 12 apostles, at the age of 33 years, he left them for them to do the job. It's good for you to mentor people. It's good for you to beat people. Because in development economies, developing of people is more important than economic development. Because when you develop people, they will now help to develop the economy. Now, what we are saying, Tinubu had a lot of people that passed through his school or whatever. Like Pahawo. Yoruba nation today being what they are, Pahawo has almost 80% of what he has done.
That's our
Yes. Or he left them so that those people can now do what you have trained them. You can't still be there to dictate. Age is no longer on his side. That's what we are saying. That's why I was saying that if the vice president, Professor Shubanjo, picked that ticket, what we are seeing about P2B today wouldn't have been so. In fact, Professor Shubanjo may likely win that election. So that was a very big political mistake.
But people still say that it's not about age, it's not about his health, it's about capacity of what he can deliver.
Even capacity, can he deliver at this old age? He cannot. It's all about, everything is encompassive. You cannot say it's what you can do. When you don't have the mental ability to do what you're supposed to do, how can you deliver?
Some people would vote more for Atiku, who's been in that position at least as a subordinate to the president at some time. And he spent over about 8 years in that capacity. So his experience, they say, counts for a more credible candidate than Peter Obi, who has only governed a state which is one of the smallest states in terms of population and landmass in the country, Anambra State. So they say that Atiku, who has more or less governed Nigeria as a nation, as in the capacity of a vice president, would have better political and democratic experience than Peter Obi.
I was waiting for you to land because you made a comment as a vice president, and this is chief executive of a state. No matter how you think that a state may look or small, a state is a state. And when you have a chief executive, he takes the order. So he is the boss. And judging from where this young man is coming from, judging from other sphere of life where he was coming from as a chief executive of a bank, as a governor and all the rest of them, I don't think that he has all what it takes to take charge.
You do not think he has all?
He has.
Okay, you think
he has all? Yes. When you are talking about a vice, I can only delegate my duty for my vice to do. And Obasanjo was in charge. Give it to every leader that come to this nation. Obasanjo, I still respect him up to tomorrow. Because he says something in Calabar. He said, when any of my ministers or advisors make a mistake, blame me. So there's a difference between when you are a deputy governor or a vice, or when you are a governor. So P2B has all. All of them are credible, okay.
Okay. Talking about blaming and the buck stopping at the table of the president, I spoke with Festus Keyamo, senior advocate of Nigeria, in an interview recently, and I raised the issue of the World Bank and the OECD seeing one of Nigeria's biggest problem as corruption, and I was questioning how his principal, which is Tinubu, would curb or nip corruption in the bud. And he went on to, in answering the question, did say that because some persons handling some agencies and parastatals have been dragged to court on corruption charges, does not mean that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is corrupt. Would you say that these persons who have been charged to court, serving in the administration of Muhammadu Buhari, would be tantamount to saying the administration of Muhammadu Buhari is corrupt?
You know, in law, you cannot, everybody seems to be innocent until the court decide otherwise. But based on what we are seeing, this administration, we will say as a lay people, they are corrupt. We have seen it where animals are eating money. Even
We
this
saw that in the administration of Goodluck Jonathan as well.
animal, donkey,
We saw where snakes.
snake. Is it? No, it's not. It's not Jonathan. It's not Jonathan administration. Go and
Jonathan
check.
administration.
Snake swallow man. No, it's Buhari. It's Buhari. We start hearing it. We have not had that before. Now look at this oil theft. That was an allegation that people in government, but government have not responded to it. I remember that what brought these people into power is that they said, I remember the president say, if you don't kill corruption, corruption will kill you. One of the things that Nigeria voted them is for them to kill corruption. But this day, corruption is killing us. All sectors of this economy, corruption is killing us from head to toe.
And you don't see this same trend playing out in the Peter Obi campaign. I mean, we saw where Adams Oshomole said, if we do not deliver, stone us. Also, President Muhammad Buhari, at the time of electioneering, also made certain assertions that, look, if we do not deliver, vote us out. Same with Fashola, former governor of Lagos State, who became minister, said, if we don't restore power in 6 months, vote us out. And here we have again Peter Obi coming up to say, if he doesn't deliver, vote me out. You don't see that as a trend.
The young man keeps saying, go and verify. And most of the verification people have done have proven that, yes, he will deliver. So I think Nigerian, because we have tried PDP and APC, and Labour, I know that Labour is an organized sector, that in their things, they are organized. It's not like other political parties that even they cannot respect their manifesto. Most of these political parties, they don't have manifesto. They can tell you all this and do the other things. But I believe that P2B, one can verify when he was chief executive of the state.
As we wind down this episode of We the People, I'd like us to get to a part of the people that concerns the people majorly. We touched on that, or we brushed through that, which is the disenfranchisement of people that could eventually lead to voter apathy in terms of their possessing their voters card and all that. Now the people will be wondering, what can we do? We've gone to this zonal office, we've gone to this INEC office to claim our voters card, and we've been told all sorts. I'd like you, that camera is yours, I'd like you to look into that camera and tell the people, chart a way forward for them. What should they begin to do?
The way forward, what I believe we should do, most of the problem is from INEC. Because if the INEC would do what they are telling Nigerians, the people will have lesser job to do. Because most of all these complaints, they have been hearing it.
Without INEC doing anything, what should the person watching us right now do?
The most they can do is go there to do a protest, so that the whole world will know that they are demanding for their right. People should go to INEC offices and make sure there's a protest, peaceful one. That they should release this, even when they are telling them it's not available. I believe most of them are there. Tomorrow INEC will tell us they have 1 million collected voters card. After the election, you see them saying this. But go there, they will be giving you one excuse or the other. So people should do a protest, so that INEC will be serious about it.
Tony Mbata, it's been very, very exciting, and I must say you've been a resourceful guest on We the People, I beg your pardon. And like you very well know, it's a program that touches on concerns of the people, and you've said what there is to say. We're watching the political scene and seeing how it unfolds, and we do know that in the coming days, as the election becomes, rather the campaigns become more stronger, or when it becomes more vivid, we would have cause to sit back here and discuss and analyze some of these events. Is there a final word you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, my final word is that Nigeria should not give up hope. Nigeria will be great again. and we must be great again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. And to our viewers, it's been Tony Mbata on the program as our guest today. He's a social commentator, political analyst, and a human rights advocate. Remember that We the People is a program that touches on the people. It's concerns all about the people. It's all about you and I, especially as these topics would be the ones that are making the rounds on the dailies across tabloids and across the conventional media. Whatever it is, all the sides and all the facts, we would be here to bring you these analysis. Join us same time next week. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nwafo Live, and also Nwafo TV. These are both channels you can watch us. And remember to share our videos to those people whom you know would like to learn or would learn from what we discuss here. My name is Marshall Anthony Onoye, and we are open to having to discuss a topic you would suggest to us. So what do you want to see us discuss on this show? Tell us by leaving a message on our comment section. Just go there and leave a comment for us. Thank you very much, and God bless.